Okay, good morning, class. Is there anyone? Hello? Hello? Anyone? Guys, are you there? Okay. So let me start my lesson. I hope you guys will join with me during my lesson. Okay. So today's lesson is the lesson number 13. And that's going to be the last lesson, more likely, for English. So page number 160 to 163 was going to be today's lesson, okay? So here, the family is a community, smallest unit of family. So what is a community? Community is a group of people and who has a common interest, such as living in same area or working and living in same area. The smallest unit of the community is we consider it as a family. Why? Because family is a group of people as well. So let's say our topic is the smallest unit if community is. So have a look at the page number 160. The family is community. So here's one very cute, interesting story you would have experienced already on your own, I hope. Many of us, let's say. Here, so for example, this extract is from The Red Sky in the Morning by Elizabeth Laird. So have a look at the page, the first part. Can a family be a community? I'm sorry. Anna sees Ben, her baby brother, for the first time. Ben has been in hospital since his birth, and Hannah hasn't yet been able to see him yet. She and her family know that the baby is disabled and would not develop like other children. Anna has been longing to see him. Okay, so here, there isn't one part of the story, if you see that over here. What was this story about? Story is about Anna as a girl, as a sister, and her baby brother. So it's not just like Anna and, it's not just about Anna and Ben. And what is different than the others? Here, Ben is disabled. And at the same time, he is not going to develop like, will never develop like any other children. So this was the highlight point of our story here. So, but this is experience of Anna born. Okay, so let's start the story here. Hey, our story here says Ben comes home. This is audio, but I'm going to read it first time, all in once, and then we're going to analyze the book, analyze the story part by Ben comes home. My mom was just settling him down to sleep. My mom was just settling down to sleep. So she looked much happier than she had for the last few days. She had been so miserable and bad-tempered and had cried a lot. I had been a horrible feeling that she might just leave Ben at hospital and never bring home. I felt very afraid that she wouldn't love him. And if she didn't love Ben, perhaps she would stop loving me too. But when I saw the tenderness of her face, I felt such a relief that I could have danced all around the room. I felt as if she'd been long way away and had come home again. Come and see him, Annie, she said. I sometimes wonder if I would have loved Ben quite so much if my mom hadn't shown me miniature toys, pink as shells, soft as the petals. He must have felt the blanket move because he stretched them out and curled them up again. Hadn't seen anything so beautiful in my whole life. Then Mom put the blanket back over his feet and uncovered his face. I saw him, my little darling brother, for the first time. His eyes were shut, but his mouth was making a settling movement. I could see at once that something was wrong with him. His head was far too big and looked too blue, but beside each lovely little ear was a curl of hair, perfectly silky and fine. Without my... Can I, Mom? I said. Yes, of course, she was smiling. But in that way, that meant she left me alone with Ben. I may only have been 12 and short-sighted and spotty, but I knew how to fall in love. I fell in love with the Ben at that moment. I don't care how disabled you are, I whispered to him. I love you. I'll always love you. I'll protect you and look after you. If anyone is going to be mean to you, they will have to deal with me first. I bent over the coat and kissed him. It was like a kiss. He sang, or I was who I was, or even feel much at his age. Even I felt as if he loved me but later. Okay, so this is our story about the band and the brother who was from the story. So now let's have a look at the text here. Here, Mom was just settling him down to sleep. She looked much happier than she had for the last few days. Her mom must have been a hard time, felt hard time, right? So from the each story, we're going to take the highlight point. For example, I had been feeling horrible, feeling that she might leave Bennett Hospital. Okay, never bring home. I felt very afraid that she wouldn't love him as well as, and wouldn't stop loving me too. So it was about the first part of the story was about how Mom was after the baby, and Anna's anxious feeling about their mother. Okay, this is the part of the story. The first part is here. The second part, when I saw the tenderness of her face, I felt so much relief. I could have danced all around the room, but this part, it tells us Anna's relief. Okay. And then the third paragraph, let's say. And I sometimes wonder if I would have loved Ben quite so much if I had shot him first. So this is the Anna's, this is the moment of Anna that she felt in love towards his brother, baby brother, right? Brother. And then brother and their first meeting. Okay. So third part, the fourth part is mom put the blanket cover. So again, and here, Anna's discovery about her little brother, little brother's unusual look, okay? So this unusual look, how did it appear? How did this appear? Here, it was, his head was far too big. The veins in it stuck out. And also, he looked too blue, okay? And here, how much after coming home, and this is about her mother's feeling. Her mom was happier than she was before, and then her anxious about her brothers, her feeling, their mother's feeling, horrible feeling that she might not love him, and then maybe she would stop loving her too. That's what her anxious about. And what about he? And then she said here, she felt relief. And out of relief, she could have danced all the room around. Okay, this part was about that she felt towards his brother. You know, that sometimes I wonder if I would love Ben quite so much if if my mom hadn't shown me his feet first. I'm not sure about he would love his brother so much or not. That was about her feeling, and the first meeting. From first meeting, what he felt the blanket move, and then it's stretched out. It's so much beautiful in whole life. So those were the highlight point of our point. So let's have a look now. When I describe the story like this, you see, first thing, we are writing about what is the paragraph about the one, but besides just telling what is the paragraph about, also we give to that, let's say we highlight the supporting sentence. Do you remember the writing lesson as a supporting sentences or phrases? So that means this, if you make your point, what is the paragraph about? And then if you find it, that what does your paragraph tells you about, and then if you can, highlight about it, and it should, that if your supporting sentences or phrases are supporting it, they should make a match. So once you have a supporting details about your paragraph summary, that means you understood the text correctly. Okay. So now let's move on to the next page. Over here, next page, what is it about? Here. She was nearly crying too. She left me all alone with the bed. So here, how can I say? She got even closer look to her brother. And here is another part. What do you think about this part here? I may only have been 12 and short-sighted and spotty, but I knew how to fall in love. And I fell in love with the band at that moment. Here, she gave her she showed her maturity in her age, as well as her age, as well as her own, I would not say the disabled, that's her own defect. Okay, so let's have a look. So how is that? Here, she got a closer look because she tried to approach a lot clearly. She was nearly crying too. And she, in this whole paragraph, she approached her sister,